Hi, let's go over quiz assessment settings. First, go to Course Admin, then to Quizzes. Find the quiz you'd like to edit. Open the drop-down menu and select Edit. And then go to the Assessment tab. Let's go over the options in your Assessment tab. So first, here you can check the box to automatically publish attempt results immediately upon completion. In other words, when this setting is enabled, your students will be able to view their evaluated attempt and grades as soon as they submit their quiz attempt. So if that's something you want to do, then just check this box. Next, synchronize to gradebook. Automatically update evaluations in your gradebook when published. When this setting is enabled, your students' overall grade and feedback will be published to the gradebook as soon as it's been evaluated. So you can also check the box to enable this option. Students view preview. Basically, this shows you what the student is going to see when they submit their quiz attempt. Activity completion tracking. So you have two options here, automatic completion condition. Basically, this option allows you to determine when your student is going to be considered complete in Brightspace or in your instructor dashboard. So option A, the student is marked as complete after submitting a quiz attempt, or option B, the student is marked as complete if they have a passing overall quiz grade. So you can set a minimum passing grade for your quiz. It can be 60% or higher. What this basically means is that when your student goes to their content tab and they go into quizzes, when they open this quiz and before they actually go in to start working on the quiz, they will see a little disclaimer in there saying, please score 60% or higher to complete this activity. If you select option A, the student is marked as complete after submitting a quiz attempt. Your student will be able to complete the module and the quiz just by submitting an attempt, even if they score 5% or they don't score anything. Next, you can determine the number of attempts allowed for this quiz. By default, this will be unlimited for all Dean Vaughn quizzes, but if you would like to limit this option, select a number between 1 and 10, and then just click Apply. So this will determine the number of attempts allowed. If you check this box, you will let your students or actually only allow your students to answer previously incorrect questions when they retake a quiz. So for example, if the test only has 10 questions and on their first attempt they get 5 questions wrong, in their second attempt they will only be able to take the 5 questions that they got wrong in their first attempt. Next, you can determine the overall grade calculation. You have several options here. It's highest attempt, lowest attempt, average of all attempts, first attempt, and last attempt. So by default, in our Dean Vaughn settings, the number of attempts allowed per quiz will be unlimited, but the overall grade calculation will be based on the highest attempt, which gives students the ability to take each test several times, but only their highest attempt or highest score will be graded. You can also select something like first attempt if you would like to get a pretty precise evaluation of your students' knowledge and understanding of the topic, but you would still like to give them a chance to retake the test as many times as they like and practice and prepare for the final test. So in that case, you would leave the number of attempts allowed as unlimited, but set the overall grade calculation as first attempt. Next, there are some advanced attempt conditions. So if you would like to restrict access to quiz attempts, you can enter a minimum and a maximum percentage that needs to be achieved on the previous attempt to qualify for another attempt. So basically what that means is if the minimum or maximum percentage is left blank, this won't apply. But if you would like to restrict the minimum and maximum percentage on attempt 1 and 2, here's what you can do. So let's say we want to give a student 3 attempts on this test. And if we then go back, we can also set these advanced conditions and say that we want the student to score a minimum of 60% and a maximum of 70% on attempt 1 in order to qualify for attempt 2, or a minimum of 80% and a maximum of 90% to qualify for attempt 3. So these are some restrictions that you can impose on your tests. But if you would like to skip all this altogether, you can just leave the number of attempts allowed as unlimited. And that's it. You can just save and close when you are done setting things up.